Blessed day and welcome to the ABBA Initiative's Reach Zero Tax 101 the Legal Way. It's a webinar slash podcast this afternoon. Hello to our participants. I think, let me just count down our participants. We've got 35 and counting. Wow. A lot of people are interested to hear about tax and how to reach tax zero the legal way. So I believe if you're not a business owner, you could be a manager or a supervisor or key personnel sent by your company, and you're looking for helpful tips for tax, you came to the right place. Or maybe you're just an eager explorer and you want to begin a business, you came to the right place by God's grace. Now, we hope you find the answers to your questions today. Well, if not, we at ABBA will give you access to helpful learning to do all that. So we've got a QR code here. Do scan that QR code. This will lead you to our social media platforms, our socials, where you get access to events and resources. That's at the ABBA Initiative on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Our newsletter is another learning platform, and you can subscribe to it by visiting our website at theabbainitiative.com. All right, let me check. I think we just went up to 3637. Wow, keep it coming, everyone. Now, later on, we're going to have a question and answer portion with Pastor Ron and our guests. So please go ahead, drop your questions in the chat box so we can gather them. And we'd like to request everybody to kindly make sure you're on mute so that Pastor Ron and our guests won't be distracted during the conversation. And all of the information they're going to share to you are very, very important. Now, let me bring on the virtual stage, Pastor Ron, our very own CEO at the ABBA Initiative. Pastor Ron, do join me. Where are you at?
Yes, hi. Yeshua ABBA, Miss A. Yeshua afternoon ABBA, Miss A, all the friends, and of course, all our clients who are here. I'm so grateful that you've joined us. How many are we now, right, Miss A? About 37?
We're up to 30. Yes, we're coming up. Climbing up 35, 36, 37. You know, internet, people just gets in and out. But
Great. So again, welcome everybody. I'm so glad that you've joined us today in this webinar slash podcast. No? Because it's like a webinar. We're going to learn a lot of things, and of course a podcast because it's going to be a light discussion of very important things about taxation. Now, you see, guys, the title here, Reach Zero Tax 101, the Legal Way. This webinar and slash podcast came about because, you know, one of our clients called me, complaining about the real pain of taxation, no? Talagang ang gulo, nakakatakot tingnan, and this client of ours, talagang nagko-complain siya in the sense na pouring out, no, na Pastor Ron, how do we do this? No, what should we do? No, so and I realized they don't know much yet while already trying to comply everything. So that's why we decided here in Yeshua ABBA to just, let's have this webinar, no, so that they can really have clarification. So everyone, thank you for joining us, and we're so glad. I believe you will get a lot of wonderful things, learnings that hopefully will really, and I believe will really help you in your tax concerns. No, so hold on tight there. No, listen carefully, please. Don't allow anything to distract you, because this will be life changing. I'm telling you that things that you will learn here, and it will be mind changing also,
mind changing, mind blowing
in a sense, and mind perspective changing, because there are so many things. There are important things that we will discover that people are not really seeing that they should see. I'll give you a hint. Tax.
Oh, we've got a hint.
Okay, tax should not be a burden, guys. It should not be a burden. No, you should be enjoying paying your taxes, something like that. Okay, so
is that possible?
I much because I might spoil the fun, but go ahead, Miss A, please proceed.
Yeah, I want to look forward to how tax cannot be a burden for somebody who's in the business development. Tax could be very intimidating, but I'm sure we're gonna break it down to the basics and really understand. So please take note, and that's for everybody. If you have your notebooks by you, do take notes and really listen. Settle yourself in a place where nobody can disturb you and take notes. And to help Pastor Ron this afternoon, let me call on our special guest to our webinar/podcast, who's going to have a very important conversation with Pastor Ron about tax. She has years of experience as a highly skilled accountant, and take note, she's a heavyweight when it comes to tax, field of tax and legal compliance. So help me welcome Miss Beverly Chang onto our virtual stage to help us dive deep on tax and legal compliance. Hello, Ma'am Bev. Where you at?
Hi, Miss A.
Oh, there you
Yes,
go.
Miss A. Pastor Ron. I'm so glad to be
Hi,
back
Bev.
in this podcast/webinar.
Hi,
We're
Bev.
so glad.
Yeshua ABBA afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Bev, I don't know. What do you want to say?
Yeah, just a quick opening.
I'm so excited to share to our attendees this afternoon, what really are taxes. And as what Pastor Ron said earlier, it's not a burden.
It's not a burden. I'm so excited to hear the both of you go at this thing. So I'm just going to step back from the virtual stage. I'm going to pass it on to you, Pastor Ron, Ma'am Bev. But after our teaser podcast, we're so excited. How can we really reach zero tax the legal way? On to you, Pastor Ron and Ma'am Bev.
Thank you, Miss A, for facilitating. And okay, so here it is. No, so this is a precious moment, everyone, that we will spend with you. And Bev here has some wonderful things to tell us, to discuss with us. And I'm sure this will really address some, if not all, because we don't have enough time, but some important concerns that you may have in your mind. Okay, Bev, so where do we start?
Okay, Pas. So why don't we start with a testimony? Now, this is the proof that we can really reach zero tax. Remember, the legal way.
The legal way. Okay, go ahead, Bev.
Okay, so in 2022, BIR assessed 2 of our clients for the taxable year 2019. So one client, lowest assessment was 600,000 pesos. Let's call this client A.
Bev, wait. Let's clarify because they might be confused. We're talking here of LOA assessment, right? This 600,000 came out from an assessment from the audit, no?
Yes.
With the LOA, Letter of Authority. So, for clarification, Bev, what's the difference, no, between LOA assessment and the tax payment?
Thanks for asking, Pastor Ron. Okay, tax payable is your regular tax payments. So that's what you pay monthly, quarterly, or annually. While tax assessments are additional tax. No? It's an additional tax computed by the BIR during the LOA audit. So these are actually amounts claimed by BIR that you should be paying as an additional, meaning additional tax obligation.
And this means like in the LOA assessment, when they find out or when they in their own study, from the taxman, the BIR, when they evaluate your compliances, filing, even your payments, all this like for a whole year, and they find something was probably irregular or incomplete, or you did not file or you did not pay, they make you pay for it, right, Bev? That's in the LOA assessment plus penalties.
Yes,
correct?
penalties and surcharges.
Yun. So, yun yung LOA assessment. So, on top yan sa binabayaran mo for the whole year na taxes. Tama? So, kasama na doon yung income tax, VAT payments, or kung percentage taxes, yung mga ganon. Tama?
Tama, Pastor.
Yun yung difference. LOA assessment are those additional payables based on assessment after the audit ni BIR. Yung tax payable during the taxable year, yung operation mo, nagbabayad ka ng tax, yun yung tax payments mo. So iba tong dalawa. Okay.
Yes, they are different.
So thank you for clarifying that, Bev. So okay, what happened to this client A who was assessed 600,000 pesos? Ang laki niyan, ha?
Yes. Yes, you're correct, Pastor Ron. So sure. Again, client A no was assessed with 600,000 pesos. And here's another client. So I was talking with
May
two
isa
clients.
pa, may isa pa. Okay, sige.
Okay.
May isa.
Yeah, this client, another client, no, let's call it client B. He was assessed, take note, 4.1 million pesos.
Wow. Wow. 4.1 million. Assessment lang to, Bev, ha? Let's make clear, ha? Low
Yes.
assessment, hindi to yung actual payment ng taxable year. This is after audit. So go ahead, Bev. What happened here?
Okay. Client A's assessment, no? I like to tell this. This is a good news. Client A's assessment went down from 600,000 to
Okay.
60,000 pesos.
Wow. Bev, that's down to 10%. From 600. Anong nangyari? Paano nyo ginawa yan, Bev?
Well, can you imagine that, Pastor Ron? Client's A's assessment was reduced. But before I tell you what happened, I'll tell you what happened with client B.
Yun. Sige, let's go. 4.1 million. Come on. Siguro, okay. Kaya ninyo, i-reduce. 1 million. 1 million.
No, you'll be amazed, Pastor Ron.
Sige nga.
Client B's low assessment of 4.1 million. Are you ready?
Sige.
It was completely zeroed out.
Awesome. Bev, paki-explain. Is that even possible? No? Is that even possible? Zero out an assessment. What are you saying? No? Walang nakolekta si BIR sa 4 million? Come on. Is that even possible, Bev?
Yes, that's very possible, Pastor Ron. And the good news, no? There was no negotiation involved. Hindi naman sinabi ng client na wala akong pera, BIR. Wala akong mabayaran sa'yo. No, there was no negotiation involved.
I thought actually, okay, ito clarification ko sa iyo, Bev, ha? Because normally, negotiation yan. Di ba? Pag-assessment, negotiation yan.
Yeah.
What you're telling me right now is that these two clients ni Yeshua ABBA was not the other one lower it to 10%, the other one zero out without negotiation.
Correct, Pastor Ron.
That's unimaginable, Bev. I honestly, I've not seen that happen yet.
Yes. Yeah, you might ask, no? Is that really possible? Absolutely, yes. And you might ask, how? No? Simple lang ang sagot ko dyan. OCD.
Okay. That's a new term, OCD, obsessive compulsive dysfunction. Tama ba yan?
No, Pastor Ron. No, these 3 letters will become, are you ready? Your identity as a taxpayer. So what is
OCD?
Yeah.
OCD taxpayer.
Yes, you are an OCD taxpayer.
Obsessive compulsive dysfunctional taxpayer.
No, OCD stands for organized, compliant, and diligent taxpayer.
Okay. That makes sense but heavy. Paki-explain, Bev.
Okay, so, well, if you develop to become an OCD taxpayer, of course, by God's grace, you will surely experience what client A and client B experience.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I know it will not be easy. I can tell you that. It's really not easy. But this is the only way to overcome the burdens and the worries in your tax obligations. So to become an OCD taxpayer actually is the only way so that you can have true peace and joy in doing business. Akalain mo yun, may peace and joy ka na in doing your business. No? Your tax obligation will become a normal and easy part of doing business. And as an OCD taxpayer, you will also find ways to minimize your taxes and not to mention, just like our example, our testimony, zero out your LOA assessments.
Bev, wait, Bev. Sandali lang. It sounds good no? Organized ka, dapat compliant ka, diligent ka, na taxpayer. Okay, sounds good. But if you fail, what are you saying? If you fail in any, kasi hindi ganun kadali maging organized. Hindi ganun kadali maging compliant. You need to know a lot of things.
Yes.
And nagninegosyo tayo eh. Hindi ganun kadali maging diligent. What are you saying? What will happen if you fail in any of this?
Well, if you fail to maintain any of these three, yung tax obligation mo will definitely become a burden, a source of your anxiety, and even a worry to you. But the good news is, Yeshua ABBA knows the way to become an OCD taxpayer. We know the way to minimal or even to no negotiation required.
Yun. I think that's the good news, Bev, no? Kasi honestly, it's not easy to be an OCD taxpayer.
Oh.
No, I mean, everybody knows that. You have to comply a lot to a lot of things. You need to organize everything. As in like a whole year of records, Bev, no? And not to mention that requires diligence also. Eh pag mano-mano yan, wala na, no? Hindi mo na kaya yan. So, that being the case, Bev, it's very important that kasi alam ko yung mga listeners natin, no, yung participants natin ngayon, they're asking, I believe they're asking at the back of their mind, how do I do that? How do I become that OCD taxpayer?
Okay, so for you to become an OCD taxpayer, you will need to understand the basics, no?
Okay.
The basics of your tax obligations.
Okay. Sige. So, kailangan sabi mo, no? OCD ka, to know that, to become that kind of taxpayer, let's understand the basics of tax. Why don't we go there, Bev? No? Take the floor. Please explain.
Okay, Pastor Ron. So, well, explain muna natin. So, dun muna tayo sa mga explanation, mga definition, no? Ano ba talaga yung what is tax, no?
Sige.
So, first of all, taxes as defined is the funding for the government initiative. So that we will be able to support the services of our government. So as taxpayers, we need to give to the government a portion of our income, no? Para magawa nila yung mga initiative nila. And another, no? If you pay taxes, it is also an indicator of your business success. So, sino ba dito ang ayaw ng success, right? And in reality, taxes are predictable. So, imagine mo yun, taxes are predictable. Ma-predict mo pala yung tax mo. So, meaning, as your business grows, you can anticipate taxes to be paid. Simple, right? You've got tax, you've got successful. But siguro, tanong nung iba, I don't feel like I am successful. I am not profiting. Ang dami-dami kong tax na babayaran. So, let me break it down for you. So, di ba? I-break natin yung mga taxes. So, may iba't iba tayong mga types of taxes. So, here are some common. So, ito kasi yung mga common types of business taxes na binabayaran natin. So, first, we have income tax. So, ano ba yung income tax? It's your tax from your business income. So, as mentioned, it's giving a part of your business earnings. So, yung kita mo, kukuha lang ng konti si BIR doon, no? For the government to improve our community. Pangalawa, percentage tax. So, si percentage tax naman is a tax on your total gross sales. Gross ha, walang deduction, walang expenses. So, yung magkano talaga yung na-collect mo sa customers mo, yun yung itatax natin with percentage tax. And this is applicable to those that are not VAT registered. And on the other hand, no, yung third tax natin, si value added tax or si VAT. So baka magulat kayo, no? But VAT is not yours. Again, VAT is not yours. It's not your money. It's your customers' money that you collect for the government. So, agent ka lang, no? Inutusan ka lang ni BIR. Sige, taxpayer, mag-collect ka ng VAT kay customer mo and then bigay mo sa akin. No? But the good news is, the VAT that you collected, it helps you manage your finances and even give you time to pay your expenses. And lastly, no, withholding tax. So again, just like VAT, it is also not your money. It's what your suppliers or your employees owe to the government. So tax yun ng supplier mo at saka ng empleyado mo. You're just a collecting agent. So, and then ibibigay mo yun kay BIR. So again, yes, Pastor Ron?
Yeah, please proceed. Mukhang maganda to. Many are learning here. Sige, go ahead.
So again, no? Ang answer dun sa how to become an OCD taxpayer is organize, be compliant, and be diligent. So, punta na tayo kaagad sa O.
Sandali, Bev. Sandali lang, Bev. I want to take this time to help people. Kasi ito yung mind-changing. You just said, and let me clarify for everybody's understanding. Income tax, percentage tax, they come from your own pocket. Tama?
Correct.
Kasi sa income tax, may income tax kang babayaran kasi may income ka. Okay? Kung wala kang income, dapat wala kang babayaran na tax. Correct?
Correct.
Guys, friends and clients, remember this. Kung wala kang income, dapat wala kang tax na babayaran. So if in your case right now, you think you're not making an income and you're still paying taxes, something's wrong with how you do things. Okay, let's make that simple. Something's wrong because income tax is only for income. So the thing is, assess your business, no? If you're still paying taxes, even if you're losing, something is not right. Kasi income tax again is only for income. The second thing is percentage tax. Percentage tax, Bev, is coming from your own pocket also. Kasi, let's say kung nakabenta ka ng 1,000, magkano percentage tax babayaran mo?
3%.
3%. Okay, so magkano yan? 30 pesos?
No. 1,000, 30 pesos.
Bayad ka ng 30 pesos for the selling of 1,000 worth. So, ibig sabihin, yung pera mo maiwan sa'yo from the sales is, gross sales is 970 pesos. Tama? So, from your own pocket, binayaran mo. Now, ito, everybody take note dito ha. If you're not getting this, you need to understand. Si Bev, sabi ni Bev, yung VAT and withholding tax, hindi mo pera yan. Collecting agent ka raw. So, ibig sabihin yan, yung value-added tax is not paid by you. The money for that VAT or the tax na yan is coming from the customers. So, nagbebenta ka, you're paying, and you're selling worth 100 pesos, you add 12% VAT. Yung 12% na VAT na yan, magbabayad yung customer, Bev, right?
Tama.
Yun yung pera, so yung 12 pesos sa 100, 12 pesos dagdag mo as a VAT payment, yun yung ibabayad mo ngayon kay BIR. Hindi mo pera yun, take note. In the same way, yung withholding tax, you purchase something from a supplier, and kung let's say I purchased, Bev, a set of batteries. How much do I pay to the supplier? 12% din, right?
Tama.
So I pay, if I pay 12% in addition, nalito ako, withholding tax. So I will withhold, tama ba? I will withhold an amount. Kung 100 pesos yung babayaran ko, how much will I withhold, Bev?
Kung 100 pesos, like for example, mag-withhold tayo ng 2%. So that's 2 pesos.
2 pesos. Or kung 1%, 1 peso. Ganon, no? So, in other words, the withholding, depende sa binili mo, will be an amount that you will keep. Okay, so kung 1 peso or 2 pesos ba yan, if you're supposed to pay 100 and you keep 2 pesos as withholding tax, yung 2 pesos na yan that you kept to yourself is not your money anymore. Tama? Kasi, supposedly, bibigay mo yun you need to give that to the supplier, and the supplier is supposed to pay 2 pesos to the government as part of their tax payments. Pero what you did, you collected in advance on behalf of BIR. So yung 2 pesos that you kept to yourself, hindi mo binayad, hindi mo binigay kay supplier, you're obligated, kasi pera yun ni BIR, guys. You're obligated to remit to BIR on deadline, on due date. So, 2 things, remember this. Yung VAT na na-receive mo coming from your customer, 12% yon, hindi mo pera yon. Yung withholding tax that you kept to yourself instead of paying to the supplier, hindi mo rin pera yun. You collected that. And both VAT and withholding tax, you collected ahead in behalf of BIR. The day will come, tawag natin due date, submit mo yun kay BIR. Okay? All clear, no? Bev, tama ba?
Tama, Pastor Ron.
Okay, please proceed, Bev.
So, thank you so much, Pastor Ron, for really explaining, and reinforcing what really are these taxes. And so, let's go to the question.
Ay, Bev, sorry.
Yes.
May naalala ko.
Yes, Pastor.
So yung VAT, let's clarify this for our clients and friends. Kung ako VAT, nagbayad ako, di ba, ng additional 12%. Nag-charge ako ng additional 12%. So kung 100 yung benta ko, I receive 112. But the 12 pesos is not my money. I will pay that to BIR. Let's say quarterly yung payments. Let's say quarterly. So meaning, let's say for the 3 months quarterly, nasa first month ako, I will submit that after 3 months pa. Tama? Yung deadline.
Yes.
Can you imagine, friends, no guys? Can you imagine the 12 pesos or magkano man yung VAT na na-collect mo? Hindi mo muna ibabayad. You will not pay that yet, submit that yet to BIR. You will get to keep and use it. So in other words, BIR is telling you, oy, VAT registered company, kolekta ka, you will collect 12% from your customer. That's my money, but keep it first. You can use it if you want. But 3 months later, pag nag-deadline na, bayad mo sa akin, ha? Diba, Beb, ganun yung statement.
Tama, Pastor Ron.
Now, here's the thing. Kung dahil VAT registered ka, nag-charge ka ng VAT, nag-collect ka ng VAT as agent kay BIR, may extra money ka, nagagamit mo, no? Naruroll mo over. Saan ka makakahanap no? Where do you find that you can have more money to use and collect more money even if it's not your money, you can use it. Pero make sure bayaran mo by due date, no? And here's the thing. Dahil VAT ka, and if you if you purchase from suppliers who are also VAT registered. Kasi VAT registered sila, di ba? So they will charge you also 12%. I mean, come on. Maski saan ka bibili ngayon, bili ka sa mga fast food, sa groceries, mostly VAT registered yan. So, it's always the case that most likely you will be paying VAT. Now, kung VAT registered ka, bayad ka ng 12% kung ikaw yung buyer, ikaw yung customer ng supplier mo. Here's the good news, Bev, no? And help me clarify this. I'm a VAT registered, I collected 12% from my customer. I also paid 12%. Let's say, nagbayad ako ng 10 pesos na VAT. Nakakolekt ako ng 12 pesos sa aking customer. Sa supplier ko, nagbayad ako ng 10 pesos. At the end of the quarter, on deadline, or hopefully before deadline, magbayad ka na, no? How much will you pay, Bev? Collected 12 pesos. Collected 12 pesos. You paid 12 pesos. How much will you pay to BIR?
You will only pay 2 pesos. Kasi di ba, nag-collect ka ng 12?
Yes.
Magbayad ka ng 10.
Yes.
So yung difference ng dalawa, yun lang yung ibabalik mo kay BIR.
Isn't that amazing? In other words, Bev, what you're saying here is, yung binayaran mong 10 pesos na VAT sa supplier mo, hindi actually loss yun sa iyo. Wala kang loss na binayaran. Kasi na-offset mo siya sa 12 pesos na kailangan mong ibayad, 10 pesos, 12 minus 10, 2 pesos na lang.
Tama.
So that tells us, okay, listen carefully everyone. In fact, it's our way of encouraging you be VAT registered because there's so much advantages of being a VAT registered. Ang problema kay percentage tax, well, it's an option you all have, no? Ang problema lang kay percentage tax, galing sa pera mo yon, galing sa benta mo. So, if you sold 100 pesos, you get, how much is the percentage, Bev, for 100 pesos?
3 pesos, that's 3%.
Yung 3 pesos will be coming from your own sales, tama? That you will have to pay to the government. Can you imagine? So, I hope we're getting this understanding na. Actually, kaya sinasabi namin, we're saying, it's not really a burden. In fact, you are getting an advantage in your taxes. Because as I have said, I just explained, kumikita ka pa kung titingnan mo. Kasi you collected 12 when you're supposed to have paid as an expense 10 pesos kasi wala kang magawa. Bayaran mo talaga yung VAT na yon sa binili mo. And yet you're only going to submit, no? Not the 12 but the 2 pesos. So nawala yung gastos mo sa VAT when you purchased. So unlike income tax, unlike percentage tax, all this would come from your own pocket. So again guys, so I hope you're seeing that, no? Siguro let me mention na lang ahead Bev, no? You can reiterate this later, but kailangan mo lang siguro is disiplina sa sinabi niyo kanina, yung mention mo kanina Bev, no, na you just have to be diligent and disciplined, no? Na yung pera ni BIR, wag mong pag ginamit mo, make sure isauli mo, no? You return to the government, di ba? Pag ginamit mo, ayaw mong gamitin o itabi mo na, no? Segregate it, no? The fund should be segregated para when due date comes, easy to get it out, no, and pay. Para bang friend mo ba, no, na oy, friend, pakibigay naman din sa isang friend natin itong pera, oh, bayad ko sa kanya to, no? Magkano to? 10,000. Tapos ngayon ikaw ang humahawak ng 10,000, bibigay mo sa friend mo. Ngayon nandiyan na yung friend mo, ayaw mong ibigay yung pera nung isang friend mo na pinapabigay ka lang, di ba? Agent ka lang. Ano yan, no? So, I hope we're getting this, everyone, no? All of us who are in business, we need to see it in that context, in that light. That the government is not unfair, no? Taxes should be paid because it will help our community. That's how they will provide the services. All we need is, sabi nga ni Bev, kailangan ka lang organize ka, kailangan mong maging compliant and diligent lang talaga, no? Para hindi ka malito. So, Bev, tama ba yung ano ko? Have I summarized so far what you've discussed?
Yes, definitely, Pastor Ron, no? And this is also to encourage, no? If you are not VAT registered, no? If you wanna register as a VAT registered company, you can really have it's very beneficial, no? Kasi yun nga sa sinabi nga ni Pastor Ron, you can deduct, no? Ano yung binayad mo doon sa suppliers mo. But of course, it's your option, no? Option mo yan. So, yeah. Thank you, Pastor Ron, no? So, again, let's go back, no? So, to the question, I think may mga questions na ngayon. How do I zero my LOA assessment, no? Just like our client A and client B, no? And even lower the tax payments. So, let's go back to being an OCD. So, yeah, OCD, no? Organized, compliant, and diligent taxpayer. So, let's proceed to the first letter, no? Organize. So, first, you need to be organized in your payments and your documents. So, how do you organize your payments and your documents? Here are 3 points, no, that can help you to become an organized taxpayer. So, first up, you have to maintain a separate fund for tax remittances. So, sa sinabi nga ni Pastor ka kanina, kasi nga tax agent ka lang, no? You have to create a dedicated account or fund solely for VAT and your tax payments. So since predictable, sa sinabi nga natin kanina, kung yung may income tax ka na babayaran, i-compute mo na. And then, pag na-compute mo na yon, segregate mo na yung amount, no? Yung money. Para, pagdating ng deadline, you will have your funds ready, no? And then, of course, no, it will avoid you from commingling, and kapag para ma-misuse mo din yung mga funds mo, no, for your expenses. So there's no wrong naman in using the money collected from your customers, but of course, as sinabi nga kanina ni Pastor Ron, ibalik mo. Kasi nga, you have to pay that, no, on the deadline, no, of what the BIR has set. And then second, file documents or receipts in a systematic manner. So ano to? So you just have to maintain a clear document separation, no, for transparent tax compliance. So example, kung example VAT registered ka, so ihiwalay mo lang yung VAT at saka yung mga non-VAT receipts, no, if you're registered for VAT. And of course, kung pagdating naman sa income tax, no, kasi di ba pwede naman kasi na meron kang mga receipts or invoices na nakuha sa mga suppliers mo that are not registered, no? Those that do not have valid receipts. So, i-separate mo din yon. So, separate mo yung mga valid and not valid receipts, no? So, and then, you have to arrange them chronologically for easy retrieval. No? Bakit? So that you will eliminate yung mga last-minute confusion, no? When tax dues or even when LOAs are received. So, kapag kailangan na, it will be easy for you to retrieve those documents. And lastly, keep hard copies and soft copies for every transaction. So, hindi lang yung hard copy kasi syempre baka mawala yun, no? But you have to keep a copy of both hard and digital copies of your transaction for better record keeping, of course, security and easy access when needed. So, those are the 3 points, no, on how to become an organized taxpayer.
All right. Well, I think very clear, Bev. So, organize mo talaga, no? And then, honestly, Bev, very logical. It's just that mahirap gawin, no? I mean, every transaction for a whole year. Wow. But very true. I don't disagree, Bev. In fact, I support this. In fact, I would encourage everyone. Guys, you have no choice. Again, the legal way tayo, di ba? We have no choice. Let's just have to organize all our files, all our transactions, all our documentations. Sige, Bev. Thank you for this. Now, please go ahead. Kasi nasa O pa tayo eh, di ba?
Nasa O pa tayo.
What's the C?
So let's go to the second letter. So we have C. Compliance. So you need to be compliant in all your documentation requirements and in all filing and payment schedules. So, and then the question now, how do we comply to all documentation, filing, and payment requirements? So, number 1, buy from registered companies and ask for an official receipt or invoice. So, when you're buying for your business, no, we really encourage you choose registered suppliers and you request valid invoices or receipts. No? So, there would be some unregistered suppliers na nag-offer sa inyo ng mas mababa. No? For example, dun sa registered, 100 pesos. Then dun sa hindi registered, nagbigay sila ng 85 pesos. But consider this. Would you rather pay the difference or lose out on claiming deductions for the entire amount you paid? No? Kasi, this is really mind-blowing. Mas makakatipid ka pa kung doon ka sa registered companies bibili. So, here is an example. Pagpalagay na lang natin, no, there are 2 suppliers. So, one is registered, no, and it sells at 100 pesos. And the other one who is not registered, no, it sells to you at 85 pesos. So at first glance, sabihin mo, makakatipid ako dun sa 85 pesos lang ang babayaran ko. Pero actually, no, you can save from paying the 100 pesos from the registered supplier. So paano nangyari ito? So sa example natin, no, makikita natin dyan na dahil sa registered company ka bumili, no, yung 100 pesos mo, pwede mo yun i-deduct dun sa income mo para makapag-compute ka ng income tax. Well, but doon sa not registered, hindi mo yun ma-deduct. So, wala kang ma-deduct doon. So, actually, yung savings mo doon, no, Dun sa registered, may 25 pesos kang savings, pero sa not registered, zero. So kung i-compute natin yun, yung actual na binayaran mo lang talaga no, dun sa registered company is only 75 pesos compared dun sa 85 pesos na binayad mo sa not registered. So, is that parang ano na ba? Parang clear na ba sa atin lahat kung bakit we really encourage no you to buy from those registered companies?
I think, Bev, I cannot argue with that. No, very clear yung pinakita mong computation. So, guys, as best as you can, no, buy from the registered companies. And this will also encourage those who are not registered to register. Kasi nga, our government needs money, di ba, for all the things that they need to provide, no, as services in the government. So, we're helping each other, no, we're helping ourselves, we're helping our business, and also helping our community and our government. Yeah, thank you for this, Bev. Proceed, Bev.
Thank you, Pastor Ron. So, second point, no? So, if you're a VAT registered company, we really encourage you, no? Dapat nga, hindi ka na nag-iisip. You buy from VAT suppliers. No? Sa example namin kanina, so example ni Pastor Ron, no? So, when making purchases for your business, really consider from buying companies that are registered for VAT. No? So, same sa example ko kanina, pwedeng parehas lang sila ng presyo. Yung isa non-VAT, yung isa VAT. But, saan ka ba makakatipid? No? You can really earn. No? Makakatipid ka pa kapag doon ka sa VAT registered company. Kasi, yun nga, madadidak mo yung binayaran mo sa suppliers mo. Doon sa ibabayad mo kay BIR. So, meron tayong example dito. So, here are two examples, no? So, sa sinabi nga namin kanina, that is not your money, no? It's not what you collect that you will actually pay. So, pwede kang makapag-deduct doon. So, example na lang natin, sa example number 1, no? May na-collect ka na 100,000 sa customers mo, no? And then, may binayaran ka sa suppliers mo na 100,000 din. So, at the end of the quarter, actually, wala ka nang babayaran kasi 100,000 less 100,000, so zero. Wala ka nang babayaran na tax kay BIR. And then sa second example naman natin, kung halimbawa 50,000 lang yung binayaran mo kay supplier, so deduct mo lang yung 50, so yung actual na babayaran mo lang talaga kay BIR is only 50,000 pesos. O di ba? So again, no, BIR is so generous to give you enough time, no? And even i-deduct mo pa yung binayaran mo na tax from your suppliers. So, and since meron nga tayong mga fixed deadline, no, they are giving you enough time to keep the money. So, which can really help you manage your finances and even give you time to pay your expenses.
Wow, awesome, Bev. Thank you for this explanation.
Let me proceed to the third item, no? So, third, no, how to be compliant. So, use the correct forms in filing. So, make sure proper forms are filed depending on the transaction. So, making sure that everything is also organized. So, paano ka makakapagsabi na correct yung form? So, make sure na, halimbawa, income tax, tama yung form na ginamit mo. VAT naman, yung eksaktong form ng VAT ang ginamit mo kasi meron tayong monthly, may quarterly. Though ngayon, no, quarterly na lang yung required ni BIR. Tapos, kung income tax naman, iba-iba din yung forms. Iba kay individual, iba kay corporation. So, make sure na tama yung ginamit nyo na forms. No? And of course, organize yung mga forms ninyo. Huwag nyong paghalu-haluin. And fourth, no, pay on or before the deadline. So, make sure all your tax obligations are filed completely and on time. So, hindi lang yung dahil deadline na, kahit magkano na lang yung gusto mong ibayad, no? So, make sure it's accurate. Make sure na complete yung binayad nyo. And of course, wag tayong sa term pa namin, wag tayong deadliner. So, no? So, as much as possible, you pay your taxes ahead, no? So, before the deadline. Kasi, maraming mga hurdles, no? It could be na may mga problems dun sa system ni BIR, so mai-stress na naman kayo. So better pay it before the deadline. And lastly, ensure that all transactions are properly supported with valid documents. So make sure all transactions are properly supported. So lahat ng expenses mo, example fuel, dapat may resibo ka nun, may tamang resibo ka. So hindi lang yung mga ordinary receipts no na nabibili natin sa mga sa store no, yung mga walang pangalan. So better yung mga proper talaga, yung mga valid talaga na ina-accept ni BIR.
Wow. Bev, this is the C, no? Compliant ka dapat. So, let me just recap ha, nakalista dyan eh. As much as possible, no? Buy from registered companies and ask for receipt, official receipt or invoice. Tapos, we encourage you, mag-VAT ka para ma-offset mo yung VAT payments mo. Tama yung forms. Bev, ito medyo mahirap to kasi you need to be able to identify no dun sa BIR. Ano ba talagang appropriate forms na gagamitin ko for this filing? But again, no, don't despair, we can help you there. Yung pay on or before deadlines, ito, this is something you have to put discipline in your own task or scheduling, no? Wag deadliner kasi nga yung pag deadliner tayo, we will be rushing at things, no? And chances are magkamali, may kulang. Nako, lagot ka pag nagluwa ka, no? Kasi makikita yun, mahuhuli yun. So, as much as you can, today when you file, you're required to submit. Don't go for the deadline, but instead, early as much as possible and reviewed properly, no? Na comply mo lahat. Now, Bev, itong number 5, very true, I agree. Dapat yung valid documents, di ba? In all transactions, no? I think, mahirap din to pero doable. Pero Bev, can we give them a quick idea lang? What's really a valid document?
Okay, so a valid document, no? So a valid receipt or invoice must contain all of this. So take note, no? It must have the company name, of course, the registered company name of the suppliers. Second, it must have the address, no? The registered address. And then third, nakalagay doon, kung VAT ka, nakalagay yung word na VAT. Or kung non-VAT ka naman, nakalagay yung word na non-VAT. And that is followed with the TIN number of the supplier. No? So, TIN number. And of course, lastly, ito talaga, para masabi nyo na valid talaga siya. Kasi, pag meron ito, you are sure na yung format doon, lahat na lang nakalagay doon are correct, no? And according to the standards of BIR. So, dapat meron yung authority to print. So, nakalagay yan doon sa baba, no? Authority to print. So, yun yung binibigay ni BIR kay taxpayer na, okay, taxpayer, pwede ka nang magpa-print ng receipts mo or invoices mo. No? That is shown there. And then, of course, meron yung parang kung kailan lang valid yung receipt na yon. But then again, as of now, yung mga nag-lapse, no, mga na-expire nung July, no? July 16, yung mga hindi pa nag-expire last July 16, 2022, up to present, they are still valid kasi tinanggal na nila yung 5 years na validity.
So, what do you mean tinanggal na? Wala nang validity period. Always valid na siya.
Yes. Yung mga hindi pa nag-expire as of July 16, 2022. So, kung example, yung receipt mo nag-expire na nung July 15, dapat nag-renew ka na.
2022 ha, not 2023.
Yes, 2022.
That's good news, Bev. Now, nauubusan na tayo ng oras, no? But at this point, Bev, let me just emphasize this. Hindi madali mag-document lahat, but necessary. No? Important. If you really want to do it the legal way, na walang unnecessary taxes kang babayaran, you don't need to pay any unnecessary taxes, guys, you just have to do that. No? So, sinong nagsabi sa atin na madali magnegosyo? Hindi madali magnegosyo, but rewarding siya. Di ba? Sino nagsabing madali ang trabaho? Walang trabahong madali. Every work is challenging. And that's why we're telling you right now, no? I hope all our friends and clients listening right now, we're telling you there's no shortcut to a successful business and to an enjoyable paying of taxes. May kailangang gagawin. And these are the things, at least 5 things that we need to comply to. Now, Bev, yung diligence. Pag-usapan natin.
Yes, so doon na tayo sa last natin, no?
Yes.
Ito na yung exciting part. Third, you need to be diligent in all your documentations and recording. So again, how do we do that? So first, no, all your transactions should be completely recorded on a timely manner, and of course, with valid supporting documents. So compliance, hindi na siya nag-i-stop doon lang sa, okay, kumuha na ako ng valid receipts or invoices. Okay na ako doon, no? May supporting na ako. Everything must be recorded in a timely and systematic manner. So, dapat, no, may schedule kayo kung kailan niyo yun dapat nare-record yung mga transactions. And of course, dapat consistent ka doon, no? Consistency is the key to maintaining diligence. So, this will not only help you in compliance, but of course, it will help you in making business decisions. So, with that also, you will be able to analyze your business profitability and of course, no, manage your finances. And then second, establish a clear record-keeping system. So, you create a structured and organized system for the document storage and record-keeping. So, as mentioned kanina, no, this includes both physical and digital records. And lastly, you review and reconcile. So, dapat ginagawa talaga natin to, no? Kung maaari, monthly. So, regularly, review your records for accuracy and completeness. So, reconcile financial records with your bank and conduct specific periodic audits. So, hindi lang na basta nakapag-record na tayo, may documents na tayo, yun na yun, no? You review and reconcile. Make sure everything is already recorded dun sa books natin. So, remember, no? Diligence is an ongoing effort. It's essential for maintaining discipline and consistency. But the benefits of accurate and comprehensive documentation, such as improved financial management, legal protection, and of course, informed decision-making, makes the effort worthwhile.
Bev, sandali, Bev.
Yes, Pastor.
Honestly, no, I like what you're saying. Honestly, no, and very important to. Everybody please take note. Pero Bev, sa totoo lang, Bev, mahirap gawin. I mean, let's face it. Let's be realistic. Ang hirap gawin nito, Bev. It's very difficult to do everything, no? Wow, clear record-keeping system. Sino gagawa niyan? I mean, that's a big question na yun, no? So I think I'm anticipating, no, yung mga listeners natin, yeah, nice one, okay yan, Bev, pero paano namin gagawin yan? Sabi mo pa sa number 3, Bev, review and reconcile. We cannot argue, Bev. But how do we do that? On a per transaction basis to, di ba? You're saying on a per transaction basis.
Yes.
Can you help our friends and be enlightened in that?
Well, here's the good news. The good news is Yeshua ABBA is here to help you to be an OCD taxpayer. No? Yeshua ABBA is here for you to help you become an organized, compliant, and diligent taxpayer.
Bev, let me clarify, yung client A and client B that you mentioned as your testimony, you're saying you were able to bring down to 10% from 600 to 60,000. Yung client B from 4.1 million to 0 sa LOA because si Yeshua ABBA did all these things for those clients. Correct?
Pastor Ron. Because Yeshua ABBA had helped these clients, no? Of course, with their cooperation, their discipline, they had become an OCD taxpayer. And ang benefit nila, yun na nga, na-decreased yung assessment nila from yung isa, 60,000, and yung isa, 0 talaga, completely 0.
Bev, you know what? This is really a blessing, Can you imagine? I know a lot of our clients, even some of my friends, no, who into business, talagang hawak pa lang ng LOA, nanginginig na yung kamay, no, shaking hands, even without opening the letter yet. I don't know if some of you can relate, no, listening right now. Takot na kasi alam nila gastos na naman to, additional payment, negotiation na naman to, no? And that happens every year, no? Every time naluluwa ka. So, yeah, this is really a blessing, Bev. And honestly, no, I'm even part of Yeshua ABBA, but I appreciate your team, Bev, and of course with you, no, as one of the leaders, that you've really developed this service, no, for your client A and B. Kasi we all need help, no. So we're into business and we all need this help. So, siguro, Bev, at this point, let's encourage everyone, no. If you have questions, please give us your questions. We may not have time to answer kasi it's already 3 o'clock. But we guarantee you, leave us your name and your email. Okay, dun sa question mo, para if we cannot answer you directly now, we will answer you through email, no? And tell us whatever you will need, no? Nandito si Bev and her team, no? Sa tax compliance, and I'm sure Bev and her team will be able to help us or help you guys, no? Do all these things, no? OCD, okay? Ano yun? Ano yung O? Organize.
Organize.
Compliant. And then diligent ka, no? Kailangan talaga, no? And alam na natin hindi tayo lahat diligent So we need help, no? And here's Yeshua ABBA who can really help us. So I'm trying to advertise na rin, no? But, no, more than the advertising, Bev, no? It's really helping, no? Being a blessing to these people, to the business people, no? Kasi nahihirapan talaga. Real life struggle talaga yan, no? And I'm just amazed na nangyari, no? We're able to prove right now that it's possible, no? Na hindi ka, kasi a lot of taxpayers feel oppressed, na wala silang magagawa. Para even if I want to pay right, pero I pay right, assessment pa rin, maluluwa pa rin. No, I mean, what's the use of paying right anyway? Magni-negotiate na naman ako. Guys, you don't have to. If you obey, if you comply everything completely. Melvin, yeah. Thank you for appreciating this webinar, Melvin. Actually, si Melvin yung isa sa mga reason na ginawa natin tong webinar na to, bro, no? Kasi nga gusto natin matulungan si Melvin and his team, no, in terms of being able to really do what's right, the legal way, no? Para yung blessing hindi nawawala, 'di ba? Kasi pag nagdidiskarte tayo, nawawala yung blessing kasi nga medyo nagkakasala na, no? Mga masamang isip na tayo doon. That we're helping you guys, no? Yeshua ABBA is here to help you do it the right way para pag natulog ka, mahimbing, no? Peaceful, and you are joyful because you know you're doing the right things, no? Bev, do you still have more for us?
Yes, Pastor Ron, no? So before we go, we have kasi mahal natin yung mga attendees natin, no? Yung mga taxpayers na nandito. We have bonus tips which they can immediately, and we recommend they do it immediately. So first up, no? If kung self-employed ka, you can opt to avail of the 8% income tax. So, kung halimbawa, once you avail and you qualify for the 8% income tax, no? Yung income tax pala natin na 8%, it is based on your gross sales. And kapag nakapag-avail ka na nito, you are no longer required to pay the 3% percentage tax. And of course, kung exempted ka na rin sa VAT. You can check actually if you can use this option, no? But of course, remember this is only available for those earning 3 million and below. So that's for the self-employed individuals. So kung halimbawa mixed income ka, may income ka as an employee, tapos meron ka ding business income, no? Self-employed. Yung sa employee mo kasi iba yung rate, but dun sa business income mo, no, as a self-employed individual, it is subject to 8% tax. Basta hindi ka lang lalagpas sa 3 million na gross sales for the year. And then yung pangalawa, no, you can apply for a BMBE, no? So that's Barangay Micro Business Enterprise Certification. So pwede to sa individual o kaya corporation, no? So if yung business assets mo din is 3 million and below, no, you can apply for a certificate of as an SABMBE. Ito kasi yung special program na in the Philippines, no, it's designed to support and promote the growth of small business at the community level. So ito yung mga small and micro businesses. So ito yung support ni Philippines para sa atin.
Okay. Bev, can you pwede mo bang i-discuss quickly yung benefits niyan? Or yun na yun?
Yeah, of course, no? So, si BMBE, no? Pagka na BMBE ka kasi, you will have this benefits and privileges. So, number one, you'll be exempted from income tax. O, so, di ba? So, kung income na-certify ka na as BMBE, hindi ka na magbabayad ng tax. And then second, you'll be exempted from the minimum wage law. But of course, no, hindi ka na required na dapat minimum yung mga empleyado mo. But of course, they will still have to receive yung SSS and mga PhilHealth. And then third, you will have access to a window for special credit. So this is created for BMB's financing. And fourth, you will have access to the training and technology transfer assistance by the government. So once nakapag-register ka na as BMBE, you can now apply for a tax exemption kay BIR. So separate 'yon, hindi automatic na kapag na BMBE ka na, so kasi kay DTI ka nito mag-a-apply, automatic ka nang exempted. So mag-a-apply ka pa ng tax exemption kay BIR. So once na ma-approve na 'yon, hindi ka na rin magbabayad ng income tax mo doon sa mga registered activities mo. And then third, yes, Pastor Rod.
Sorry. So we have clients already, no, na BMBE na rin, right?
Yes.
And
we have
enjoying all these benefits, no, the exemption, things like that. Wow.
Yes. So may mga clients na din tayo na nag-enjoy ng mga exemption because they have already been registered as a BMBE enterprise. So meron lang tayong mga i-follow na mga criteria, of course, kasi para ma-maintain natin yun. So, yeah. And then, so yun yung mga benefits ni BMBE. So, if you need assistance, again, no, Yeshua Abba is here to help you. So, we'll be glad, no, to help you if you are interested in complying to this. And then, here's one last tip, no. So, in case of a non-stock or non-profit corporation, so example nito, yung mga cooperatives, you can apply also for a tax exemption to the BIR. So, mag-request lang kayo kay BIR at saka para ma-exempt na kayo dun sa mga sa income tax dun sa mga registered activities ninyo. Yeah, those are the bonus points.
Klaro ko lang, Bev, ha? We can help all businesses to have this, ha? For as long as they're qualified, we can.
Yes.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, right. So to recap, no, so organize your documents so it is easier to find them when needed and separate your fund for VAT and income tax remittances, no? Comply with tax regulations while continuously educating yourself and diligently record to ensure compliance and peace of mind.
Wow. Bev, what can I say, no? To our friends, no? Please, we're here for you guys. Kaya nga gumawa kami ng webinar podcast na to for you. Talk to us, tell us, no, what you need, how we can help you. We're here to be a blessing to all of you. So all these things that's mentioned, documented to Bev, no? If they want to verify, totoo ba talaga yung mga sinasabi ni Bev? We have documentations to prove, Bev, no? Na totoo to lahat, no? So it means talaga, no, because it's something that many people cannot just believe na talagang pwede ba talaga yan. Yes, no, you don't have to be oppressed anymore, you don't have to be stressed anymore in your taxes, but instead we will be able to help you. If you want us to help you, we'll be able to help you, no, do everything in the right way, no, in the legal way, no shortcut, kasi tayo ayaw natin magsinungaling, no, ayaw natin magnakaw sa gobyerno, gusto natin totoo. Kasi para totoo ang joy and happiness and success. And that's what we want for all our business people. I know all business people want to do things right. They want to, ayaw nilang kinakabahan sila every time. Kaya, let's do this. Let's be an OCD taxpayer. Alright. So, Bev, thank you so much, Bev. I think wala na talaga tayong oras si Direk. Direk, kumusta, Direk? Meron ba tayong, how's our director kung how much time do we have left or nag-overtime na tayo?
Nag-overtime na tayo, Pastor Ron. Sige, balik lang ako saglit sa virtual stage natin. Ako, let's give a round of applause, virtual round of applause naman to Pastor Ron and Ma'am Bev. Nakakatuwa, pakinggan, nakakatuwa kasi I'm sure many of us are very much not just educated ngayon, but it's mind-blowing, mind-opening. It's a shift of mindset. So like what Pastor Ron and Ma'am Bev said, wala na tayong time for Q&A. Sayang, we have actually for Romel, but Romel, we will directly email you the answer para meron tayong proper documentation yan. So maraming salamat Pastor Ron and Ma'am Bev. And ABBA Initiative is here to help. If you have your questions, send it to marketing@abba.works. But if you already sent us your question, we're going to email you. So we really would like to ask everyone to please take a moment to fill out our feedback survey form kasi gusto naming malaman if naging helpful ba talaga yung webinar podcast natin. Ang daming napag-usapan ni Pastor Ron and ni Ma'am Bev. Hinimay-himay pa nila. Actually, nag-overtime na tayo, but we want to know, did that help? So please fill out, scan this QR code and please fill out the feedback form. Now, not only will you be helping us improve, but when we receive your information, yung feedback nyo, we will give you a certificate. Thank you in advance sa feedback nyo po, and we can't wait to hear your thoughts para naman sa next namin na webinar podcast. Ayan, so skip lang natin yung mga video natin. Gusto natin ipakita dito, no? This is how you can reach us at the ABBA Initiative. We have our socials, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and even on Spotify. We've got free resources. Si Pastor Ron, may podcast siya sa Spotify, ano? And we get to answer business questions. So, if makita namin yung question nyo ngayon, pwede namin gawa ng podcast yan. No, yung kay Sir Romel, baka pwede natin consider. Maganda yung question niya, ha? Zeroing out na naman yung sa employees. Tama, Pastor Ron?
Yeah, sige, gawin natin yan, Miss A. Yung mga, siguro isa yan sa pwede natin gawin, yung mga questions nila. Wala na tayong time, pasensya talaga.
Yes,
but we will do
sorry.
a podcast on that, no? Para isa-isa ma-discuss din natin. Sige, go.
Thank you, Pastor Ron. Thank you so much. And that's the heart of the ABBA Initiative, to see your business grow and succeed. And if you're an individual taxpayer, employee ka, we want to see you succeed in your career. Thank you so much. At ayan na nga, that's our topic today. If you want to stay in the loop, let's go lang to slide 43. Pakita natin yung QR code direct. Thank you so much. Pakiscan na lang po. You'll be able to reach us there quickly. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And meron tayong newsletter. Pastor Ron will be sending us a CEO newsletter. Ang gaganda talaga ng content, no? It's for everybody to learn from, and it's so filled with the Holy Spirit. You'll be so empowered to run your business. And if you're an individual, you'll be empowered in your career. So join our growing community of like-minded individuals dito sa the ABBA Initiative. So please fill out our feedback form. And before we go, we'd like to ask everybody to kindly please turn on your cameras para naman maalala natin today, mag-picture taking po tayo. Ayan po. Can we see everybody? Tanggalin lang natin yung mga spotlights para makita natin lahat. Ayan, ayan. Thank you so much. Naku, ang dami natin. 51.
How about the slides, Miss A? Tanggalin na lang para
pwede
makita
natin,
lahat.
Natin direct. Ayun.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining today.
Thank you so much.